I feel like I rant about this once a year or once every few years, once every 2 years, so I'm going to get it over with so I can go back to watching Agatha all along for the 5th time all the way through. Every time I, talk about how black women, black girls are just at the bottom of the social ladder and how we are brutalized, how nobody gives a shit about us. And namely, especially how I bring up how brutalized we are by black men, and how black women are continuously sacrificed. Black women and girls are sacrificed over and over again to protect problematic black men, which is not even something that can be argued anymore. I don't think it could ever be argued. It's not something that can be argued. It's not up for discussion. It's not up for debate. It happens. We've seen it happen at every fucking level. We're seeing it. We've seen it happen with R. Kelly. We're seeing it happen with P. Diddy. Not all of his victims were black women. In many cases, not all of the victims were black women. But if a huge bulk of them are, no one gives a shit about them. We see it at the fucking family level, where children are sexually abused by their older family members, usually men. Usually the victim is a little black girl, and they're told to shut the fuck up. They're told to shut the fuck up and not, and not say anything to protect this fucking predator, even when the child is not a girl. Even when the child is not a girl, just queer phobia alone, queer phobia added on to that, is one more reason that the child is usually told to shut the fuck up and not say anything. Not say anything. And again, protect this male family member, this man family member. We see it all the time. Every time I get on to talk about this, black men, y'all go fucking insane. Feral. It's really telling, actually. It's really telling the reaction. One or two things happen. They get very emotional. They get very verbally violent and upset. They try to come with this kumbaya message of we need to stop infighting and just pointing the fingers. We need to just get along, blah, 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 unity, blah, blah. Or they'll question my blackness, which is honestly so hilarious to me, because black men, y'all be the number one upholders of colorism. You glorify white women and mixed women and light-skinned women. I wanted this, I wanted that, I want a light-skinned this, light-skinned that, blah, 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 until my light-skinned ass is talking about black women in general, and all of a sudden it's is she even black? Is she even black? I think is she half white and dating a white man? Isn't she half white? She's not even she's not even black. She doesn't even have proximity. She doesn't even have proximity to the community. She's dating a white man, even though black men date white women, which they do all the time, they're not ostracized from the community, right? That doesn't take away their blackness at all. That's okay. Actually, is there anything that's more quintessential black man at this point than the very loud preference for a white woman? Come on, is she even black? You don't care until the subject is the safety of black women, right? First of all, we all know that I'm fucking mixed black. That is not something, my blackness is not something that's up for discussion, something that I feel like I need to defend. I am very secure in it. I know I know where I came from, and I know where I am. Fuck you. Also, I'm married, first of all, happily, to a Filipino man. And perhaps that might have something to do with the fact that every black man or boy that has ever showed any kind of romantic or sexual interest in me has treated me like absolute shit. like a piece of property, has glorified my light-skinnedness. And I don't know about other women that look like me. Actually, I do. But that is not the kind of attention that I want. That is that is not a reason that I want to be picked. Like maybe it has something to do with the fact that I don't like how y'all treat me. I don't like how y'all treat us. A lot of us don't like how y'all treat us. As a matter of fact, that's why a lot of Black women are just dating outside the community now. They're just dating outside their race because it is a cultural norm for y'all to brutalize us. It is a cultural norm. It's embarrassing. But it is a fucking cultural norm, and Black women are just not settling for that anymore. A lot of Black women figure it out that they absolutely can have something close to a fairy tale. They just need to get the fuck away from you. And I know not all Black men, yes, I know, but you know what? The loudest of you are echoing these sentiments and daily reminding us how we are trash and unattractive, especially dark-skinned Black women. You stay reminding dark-skinned Black women how undesirable they are. You stay reminding them like how masculine they are. You brutalize us. You brutalize Black trans women. You brutalize Black cisgender women thinking that they're trans because you uphold the white supremacist tenet of the automatic masculinization of Black women to make it somewhat okay to beat on them, or at least socially acceptable enough for us to be brutalized or killed, and it's not that much of a big fucking deal because we're just less womanly and worthy of protecting than other women. Yeah, no one wants to fucking stick around for that. No one wants to fucking stick around for that anymore. And you cannot hold our Blackness for ransom. You cannot hold our Blackness for ransom because we decide to do that. As a matter of fact, we don't care if you try to hold our Blackness for ransom. We don't fucking care. We know our Blackness is not connected solely to who the fuck we're with. We know that. And we don't care what you guys try to do. We don't care. You're not the holder of Black cards. You've acted like it for a long fucking time. And I think a lot of us have acted like it for a long fucking time, but we're just not doing it anymore. Okay, we're not sacrificing that shit anymore. And then again, some of you like to do this kumbaya shit. You like to do this kumbaya shit where you're like, oh, we need to stop infighting. We just need to all get along. We're on this together. No, fuck you. Fuck you. We need to stop pointing the finger. No, we're fucking pointing the finger. We're at the bottom. We are at the bottom of the social ladder. We can point up as much as we fucking want. And you know who is right above us, who has been right above us for centuries? Do you know whose boot that we have been staring at for centuries? Yours. We are not on the same equal playing field. You guys have made sure of that. You have kept us under your thumb, under your boot. A conquest to control. Something to aid in your self-actualization, in your masculinization for you to feel like a man. Because so many of you want to be white men so fucking much. So fucking much, you oppressors. And we are the only ones, we are the only group, Black women, Black queer people. Those are the only groups that you can brutalize and nobody cares. No, we are not playing this gaslight, kumbaya, let's all get along shit. You will never allow that. You will no, fuck you. You're pointing the fucking finger. If you really wanted to fix anything within our community, you would fucking listen. If you ever actually wanted to fix anything, you would listen to the people in our community less privileged than you, where we're fucking pointing the finger up to fucking you and make some fucking changes, but you don't want to make the changes. You don't want to make the changes. You want to keep us under your fucking boot. That's why you bring this shit up every time we talk about how we're hurting, we're struggling, we're dying, we're being brutalized at your hands, and that's when you want to bring up the fucking kumbaya. Fuck you. Fuck you. Because based on the way that y'all treat us, based on the way that y'all treat black women and black queer people, if you had the money and the influence, you would be P. Diddy too. You would be R. Kelly too. Not having the money and power that these motherfuckers have does not automatically give you more virtue or it does not automatically mean that you have any better character than they do. A lot of you don't. A lot of you don't. And how angry that you get, how much you deflect, how much you gaslight, whether it's through verbal violence, whether it's through discounting someone's blackness at a convenient time, upon which you don't discount their blackness any other fucking time, right? The way that the way that you pop out with this kumbaya shit all of a sudden. It's telling, and we are fucking sick of it. You are so fucking obvious. You're so fucking obvious, and it's really fucking disturbing how quick you are. Your automatic fucking reaction to shut us down, even when you know it's true. Because sometimes these motherfuckers will be like, well, I mean, what she's saying is true. But is she even black? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You don't care about my blackness. You just don't like being called out. You don't care about my blackness. You just don't like being called out. You don't care about getting along and who's pointing fingers. You just don't want to be called out. You just don't want to be called out. And the problematic ones of y'all, like I said, are the loudest. And the black men that care for black women that are not queerphobic, you make fun of them, you question their masculinity, or they're just not loud enough, or there's just more, or maybe there's just more of y'all. That's probably the unfortunate fact. That is probably the unfortunate fact. Y'all are insufferable and you're scary. And we are not dealing with it anymore. We are just not, we're not fucking dealing with this anymore. You cannot threaten us with the things that you used to threaten us with. You know, you used to keep us quiet. This used to be something that we couldn't talk about because we didn't want white people in our business. You know, we didn't want to, aid in tearing down our community in front of everybody, embarrassing ourselves in front of everybody, ruining the reputations of black men. We don't give a shit anymore. We're tired. We're tired. We kind of want to be treated nicely. We kind of want to be actually loved unconditionally. We kind of don't want to have our blackness held over our heads for the same shit that y'all do, but get to keep your blackness and never have it questioned. We don't feel like it anymore. And the way, the way that y'all react when we try to bring it up is just, honestly, just proving the point of why we're not dealing with this shit anymore. If you really want to get with the program, and stop pointing fingers and heal our community, you'll listen to us. You'll listen to us. You'll listen to our feedback. We're the ones to give it. We are right below you. We have been under your boot for centuries. But a lot of you don't actually care. You just want to keep on being the piece of shit that you are without consequences. I maintain, if y'all had the money and the power and the influence, you would be P. Diddy too. Very concerning.